trainers in the game. He's sparring with Crawford at times. What do you think about that?
I think that's good for him. Steven Nelson, defeated opponent, just another guy to add to my record and to my highlight reel. I've been in the gym working hard, alongside great champions as well, and now I'm here in Vegas and ready to put on another great show January 25th.
If people look at the tail of the tape, what'll jump out about him is your height advantage, your reach advantage. Is this a chance to show some like Tommy Holmes, Alexa Stark-Whale kind of stuff?
Sure. I feel like I'm getting to that level where my opponents kind of, I don't know how to say it, they're kind of like are in a better, and it helps me shine better. The higher the level of opponents, the more I'm able to shine and do my work. When you have those weird awkward fighters, it's not as easy to shine and do what you have to do. But when you have a guy who has the skills and can box it's easier for me to showcase my talent and what I can do in there. So, yeah, man, I'm just excited to get in there with Steven Nelson, a guy who's been calling me out for some time now, and ready to put in work, man, and show him what DP is about.
Last time you headlined in Las Vegas, it was against Sean McCalman, kind of similar build to Steve Nelson. Do you feel like that experience is going to help in this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sean McCalman, shout out to him, he's a great opponent. Gave me some really good experience, and using that experience into this fight as well. Like you said, kind of have the same build. But I'm currently sparring with Carlos Adames, 160-pound WBC champion, who also has a build kind of like that. So I'm doing some great work, man, and I feel great. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life right now, and just ready to go. January 25th, man, it's gonna be another great night.
How much, obviously the city is known for its fighting, its boxing, but how much of getting a fight like this is kind of putting that marquee matchup that gets that interest from people that might just be casual fans or might be into boxing to have such a big one like this?
Yeah, for sure, man. When you go in there against a guy who's also undefeated, I feel like that catches a lot of people's eyes. Some undefeated guy is going at it. Someone's always got to go, like they say, so that makes for a great fight. When you have two undefeated guys in there, we're trying to protect our own as much as we can, so for sure, man, it makes for a great fight, and I feel like the fans are going to enjoy this one for sure.
Do you expect this to be your toughest fight today?
I expect him to be the toughest Steven Nelson we've seen yet. If he's the toughest fight, I'm not sure. I won't know until I'm in there with him, but I'm preparing for the toughest fight of my career for sure.
Now, I know you don't want to look over past this fight, but if you get the win, could we see you in there? I know the Canelo fight would be hard to get, but what about a guy like William Skull? You go down the IBF route.
For sure, man. Before the Steven Nelson fight was made, we were trying to make a fight with Billy. I got the email to make that fight a mandatory, to make it a title eliminator. I talked to my team, and that same day we signed those papers and sent them back. And then after that, we never heard again from Billy's team. But then after that, we tried to make the fight with Trevor McCumbee, and that also didn't go through. And that's how we ended up with Steven Nelson. But of course, I'm not overlooking Steven Nelson, I'm not looking past him. But I'm definitely ready to get in there with the best in the division.
So is it fair to say you think these guys are ducking you?
I just feel like I'm kind of a high risk, low reward fight for a lot of guys right now. So kind of like my last fight with Zaleski. Before the Zaleski fight, we tried to make the fight with Eric Bazignan, but then he got the Munguia fight,
right?
Which is like, I can't blame him. If I got the Munguia fight, I would have put him aside too. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it is. I feel like I'm only 23 years old, so a lot of guys see me as like they don't really win much, I guess, like fighting against me. I feel that's how they see it. But it's getting to the point now where they won't be able to deny me, after this fight, and hopefully get in there with another guy who's ranked even higher, and then I'll be up there just getting in there with all the top guys.
So is this the year you officially become a contender in your eyes?
I consider myself a contender already. I'm ranked number 1 in the WBO. I'm ranked number 3 with the WBC. So I consider myself a contender. I feel like I'm up there, and I believe in myself a lot, and in my skills and my hard work. And I'm just ready to get in there with the best of them.
Jose
Jose thinks, your trainer, Jose Benavidez, he doesn't think Canelo would ever really take that fight. But like you said, you are already #1 for the WBO. What would that fight look like? Why would you be able to overcome such a big gap in experience?
I just feel like I'm one of those guys who's a rare talent. I feel like you don't really see a guy 6'4" who can box, who can also bang on the inside. One of the few guys who you see that can box and move around at 6'4" is Usyk. And I like to also bring up Bam Rodriguez, who's a great fighter with great footwork, has a great jab, and I feel like I have those things as well. I have a great jab. In some fights, I haven't been able to display it as much as I would want to because I haven't really needed to. But like I said, as competition goes up, then that'll allow me to showcase more of my skills and what I can do in the ring. And that's why I'm excited for this fight with Steven Nelson. I feel like he's a good boxer. He's a guy who has some skills, and I'm excited to get in there with him, and it just shows what I can do once again.
What's the right mentality and style you think that's the most out of what you have? And you're built like Tommy Hearns, but you got the Mexican blood. You're from South Central, so you like to go toe to toe sometimes too. What do you think is the right fine line to walk to get the most out of what you do?
I just feel like honestly, I'm a guy who obviously I have the height, I have a good jab, I have good footwork, so I like to establish my jab, get out there with my long punches. Usually guys, I start to notice they get frustrated when they can't get on the inside, and that's when it opens up for me to land those body shots, those uppercuts, those check hooks when they're coming in. So, just guys who want to come in and fight with me, I love those guys because, it makes my job easy. But, yeah, man, I feel like as the competition gets harder and the skills of my opponents get better, then it'll allow me to showcase more of my skills.
Can you win fights just if it's best off the jab? Right?
Sure.
Or is that too boring for you?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say, man. Like, I can really literally control a fight with just my jab. Sometimes in sparring sessions when I'm feeling a little like lazy or tired, I do that. Just stick to my jab and I'm fine. But like you said, it could get boring. Fans really don't want to see a jab clinic. You know what I'm saying? So I like to get in there, bang. Sometimes I stay in there, catch and shoot too. You know what I mean? So I work on all those things. I'm a guy who's defensively very disciplined. I take my defense very serious. You guys haven't seen me get hit very much in my fights, so that's something I like to work on a lot, and you guys will continue to see that in my upcoming fights.
Diego, in your opinion, what do you think is the most dangerous part of your opponent's Steven Nelson? What do you have to look out for the most?
I feel like those big overhands. I feel like he's going to be throwing a lot of overhand rights, a lot of big left hooks. Something I've been working on a lot on, catching and shooting back. But I feel like the main key for me is just establishing that jab, and then everything else will come behind that. And like I said, just watching out for those big hooks that he's coming throwing.
You think he's going to try to make a name off you? You're the investment upright. You're basically the A side. He's coming in mid to late 30s. Saying, I just get it less.
Yeah.
You think he has a bit of a shoulder, a chip on his shoulder?
For sure. I feel like for him, this is probably like now or never for him. He's like you said, 36 years old. He's going up against a guy who's ranked #1 with the WBO. So obviously he wants that. He wants to be the #1 guy to contend for a world title at his age. But I'm here to stay, man. I'm here to do what I do, and I'm not letting anyone take that from me.
I can tell you got some marks up on your face, man.
Yeah.
Sparring's been pretty rough.
Oh yeah. With Carlos Adames, man, it's been great work. He's a champion for a reason, and I think February 22nd he's still gonna be a champion.
And man, how do you think Benavidez does your gym mate a week after you fight? How do you think that fight goes for Morel, man?
I think David, he's looking very good. I've been in the gym with him for the past few weeks, and he's been looking great shape. Doing some amazing things in the ring, like always. David's a monster, so I think he'll take care of business February 1st. I think he might even get the stoppage against David Morrell.
What do you think of like Morel isn't this huge underdog in the books, even though there's this big experience gap for Benavidez. A lot of people are looking at Morel's athleticism and speed and all the. What do you think?
Skills, yeah, for sure. No, David Morrell is a guy that you can't take lightly. You know what I'm saying? He's a great fighter. He's up there for a reason. One of the best humans out right now. So Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight, but I just feel like David is one of those guys too, who's a monster and just doesn't let anyone take it from him. You know what I mean? When he's in there, he's going in there for the kill. And of course, I feel like Morrell is maybe gonna be his toughest opponent yet. But yeah, man, I still see David coming on top.
What is, if you had to like sum it up for the boxing fans, like what is it that's gonna allow him to prevail against a Cuban monster? Like he's the Mexican, like this is a monster too. What do you think he's got that's gonna allow him to prevail?
I think he has a really good jab. He's a good fighter. He keeps his distance really well, so that I feel like he's gonna make it hard for David in the early rounds. But like we saw with Caleb Plant, Caleb Plant was doing a great job boxing the first few rounds when he fought David, but then David just has that chip in his shoulder where he's just coming forward. Even on the clinches, he's still punching. He's still getting punches in, and I feel like when you're boxing a guy like David and he just keeps coming forward no matter what you do, it just makes it hard mentally for you to keep that same game plan and stick to it, because you have a monster like him throwing big punches, coming and throwing punches in bunches. It's hard, and that's something that I've been very grateful of, that I've been able to do a lot of rounds with David and sparring in the gym, and just boxing a guy like him who's just constantly coming forward and throwing punches. I feel like that's a great experience for me as well, and I'm super grateful for that experience with David.
When was the last time you guys sparred?
Last time we sparred was last year. When we're starting camp, it was like November, around November. Yeah.
So pretty, just 2 months ago.
Yeah. When we're starting, it was like October, November when we're sparring.
Is there do you feel like there's anything underrated about Benavidez that you only know if you get in the ring with him, that you can't maybe see?
Yeah, his defense, bro. His defense is crazy. And
Wells called him RoboCop. He's trying to
that's what I'm about to say, bro. And you can't tell because he stands so straight. He stands so straight but all he's just really good at pulling back. He's coming back with punches. And then I feel like every camp, he's also getting better. He's learning. And one thing about David, bro, is he films everything and he watches everything to the little details, to the little footwork thing, everything to the shoulders. And he corrects all those things, and he shares the knowledge with me as well. He's always giving me tips and things that he thinks will work for me. And that's one thing I appreciate about him. He has a lot of experience, and he's always looking to share that knowledge with everyone.
Is this like top secret fighter stuff, you guys keep the certain secrets and gems to fighters only?
Yeah, for sure. But he shares it with everyone here. Like even Daniel Blanca's, Salcido, who's fighting Cruz. All these guys. I always see him trying to share knowledge with everyone, not just me. So that's something that I respect a lot, because, man, he doesn't have to do that, you know what I mean? He's a champ, man. He don't gotta come in here and teach nobody anything, but he does it out of love and out of just wanting to see us be great as well, So, you gotta respect that, and of course, we support him as much as he supports us.
What is the biggest thing you learned from working with the Benavidez?
I feel like just honestly, what made me want to come to Seattle, I moved from LA to Seattle to train with them, because it's just like the motivation, bro, and like the hunger that they train with. David is probably one of the hardest workers I've ever been in the gym with. And when I first came to Seattle, I was staying at his house with him. I was running with him every day. I was doing conditioning with him every day, sparring and boxing training, So when I got a little taste of what he does, I'm like, man, this is what I gotta be doing, Fuck that shit I was doing in LA. I gotta come over here and do this. And that's what I did. I've been doing it now for the past 4 years, and I feel like it's really brought my game up a lot, in every aspect, conditioning wise, hunger wise, the punches I put out, the things I do in the ring, it's everything. I feel like I've always been a talented fighter, since the amateurs. I was an 8-time national champion. I only lost 5 times in the amateurs, and after that, translating it to the pros, being with a great team like this, who's the dad, Benavidez has been in a lot of world championship fights. I feel like that's the guidance I needed. That was the missing piece in my in my career, and now that I'm here, I feel great, man. I feel like every camp I'm getting better, every fight I'm getting better, and everything is playing out the way it should.
So if you got to go 12 rounds, you got the conditioning to
For
do
sure,
it, right?
for sure, man. I've been doing 12 rounds since I've been with David.
I know, but you've never gone it.
Yeah, no,
you've never
and-
gone the distance.
No,
totally.
I haven't gone 12 rounds yet, but I've gone 10 with McCallum. Yeah, we went 10, and that was a good fight. You know, if we needed to do 12, I could have won 12 too for that fight. You know, so conditioning and being in shape and all that is never a worry for me. And also making weight at 168 is easy for me. I feel super comfortable there, and just excited, man, to go 23-0, 19 knockouts after the 25th, and then see what comes after that.
You stay in the gym all year round?
Oh yeah, for sure. I stay in shape all year round. Even if I don't have a fight day, you know, boxing is what I love to do. It's my life, you know. So just waking up every day in the morning and just like being able to go to the gym at whatever time I want. Like it's like, what else would I really ask for? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get to sleep in if I want to, and then go to the gym, or wake up early, knock it out, and I have the whole day to myself. You know, so it's really nothing to go to the gym and put some work in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.